Ramone. What's going on?
Hey, I've been listening, but I ain't been calling. But
Why not?
I didn't feel too good.
Is it the allergies, or did you have a cold?
I remember I had the poison ivy.
Where'd you have it that you weren't
It
feeling?
was on my arms. I didn't want to get my hands close to my face.
Yeah, you ever have poison ivy on your face?
No, this is the first time I had it.
Oh, it's the first time you ever had poison ivy?
Yeah. But when it was, when Mad Max called in, kind of made me mad, you know.
All right. Well, what did he say that made you mad?
You know, he talking about it's Costa's fault and Crown Point Mayor's fault. I said, why don't he stop joking around with this thing? This thing's serious, you know.
It is serious.
Fine. And he kind of he fired up the engine today. See.
Did you see what happened at this?
Yeah, they're my buddy's cousins, nieces. I mean.
Oh, the in
the wreck.
In the wreck on I-65.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that. See, them Veronica Smith, that was Bernard and them sister. But she married our buddy Ricky Goldman. And she married Corey House. See, all us went to Horse Man together.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Right, and it kind of, I kept seeing the picture, and I kept seeing them two last names. So I'm like, wait a minute. Then when I read it, I seen it was Veronica. And so I called, her brother and stuff. And see, that was on my mind. Then Max called in with this crazy stuff. And see, I ain't got kids in Gary. And it kind of pisses me off, if you can't help, don't comment,
Well, I mean...
He talking about she don't got no plan. What's his plan?
That's one of the issues we talked about. I think Mad Max saying that, Karen Freeman Wilson doesn't have a plan. And I'm like, well, how can you really have a plan until you kind of stabilize the shooting? You know what I mean? I think that's the issue at hand, is to somehow stabilize the streets of Gary. You got kids in Gary?
Yeah. And see, he making a joke out of it. Now, if my kid, there ain't no time for no joke. If he ain't got no plan, if he can't help or he can't volunteer to help, he needs to shut up,
Your kids walk around, you think they're generally afraid on the streets of Gary?
Oh, my son, they not afraid, but, this thing can, like in Chicago, this kid was sitting on the porch and a bullet hit him.
Yeah, he was putting his bike away. The little kid, the 9-year-old or 7-year-old or whatever, was putting his bike away, and some guys started shooting on the corner, and one of the bullets took him out. I saw his interview with his mom last night. Yeah. All right, man. Sounds like you got people in there. You better go.
All right, I got the trucks, but they all listening.
They're all listening?
Yeah. You want to talk to one of them?
Yeah, let me talk. See if they want to talk on the air. See what the heck. One of the truck drivers.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on? You're on the air, so watch your language. I know you're a truck driver. And evidently they came in, three guys came in and just shot the clerk in the chest and moved on. They don't even know if anything was taken. It marks the 36th homicide of the year in Gary, and the killing continues in the city of Gary. I do want to draw in another story across the state line right before I go to Gloria, and that is Mark Kirk. Remember, he had a stroke, and he's a Republican senator from Illinois. He gained national headlines recently when he called for arresting 18,000 gangster disciples to deal with the city's gang problem. Now he's saying he's backed away from that, but he isn't backing away from trying to get $19.5 million in federal money to combat major gangs in Chicago. He says this. He says, these criminal empires are far in excess of whatever Al Capone would have ever dreamed of when you talk about their size. They far eclipse the size of the police forces involved. That's why we need federal backup. That's why we pull all of the resources of the federal government in on this problem. No similar movement, as far as I know, here on the Indiana side to deal with the issues in Gary. Perhaps our senators and our representatives will take note of the leadership of Mr. Kirk here, however much criticism he is receiving right now, to do something about the rampant shooting on the streets of Gary. Let's go to